Hi guys, welcome back to RaiderRadio. I'm Maya Altman again, your executive producer.
And I'm Elena Tamello, one of your associate producers.
And today we are joined by Mr. Nuda, the new Dean of Students. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm super excited to be here. I'm Mr. Nuda, again, the Dean of Students for 11th and 12th grade.
So today we're just gonna ask you a little bit about yourself, introduce yourself so the students can get to know you, and we're also gonna be talking about your goals for this year and how you're gonna just kind of run the school with your new job. So let's go.
So you're new to Gulliver this year. Can you tell us a little bit more about what you did before you came to Gulliver?
Sure. So before Gulliver, I worked at a public school. It was a high school, did pretty much the same thing. I was the assistant principal, so kind of controlled the way that the school kind of operated, daily operations, and got to interact with a lot of students. And before that, my background is actually in medicine, which is significantly different than education. Yeah. I mostly worked in orthopedics. So I did orthopedics before I got into education, but I love working in schools and I'm really excited to be here.
What specifically would you say really excites you about working with the juniors and seniors and in the school?
The juniors and seniors are like the top dogs of the school, right? You've been 9th grade, 10th grade, you've kind of learned your lessons. You guys are almost ready to be full-fledged adults where you're like out in the real world doing things. So I think there's conversations and exciting things that happen at 11th and 12th grade that, 9th and 10th graders just aren't there quite yet. So being an upperclassman on campus really is something special, and you get to see a lot of those privileges are reflected, because you guys are older and you're at that level.
What is one thing, because you're new, that students might want to know about you that they might not expect or don't know already?
I'm really into athletics, right? I have a background in sports. Obviously, I worked in orthopedics with athletic training, so I love watching, sporting events and stuff like that. When the World Cup comes around, I'm ready, all in.
Yeah, I mean, sure. Gulliver too, huge
Gulliver.
Soccer school.
So how are you feeling stepping into this new role this year?
Sure. So coming to Gulliver, I really wanted to come to this particular school. This school is so special. Mm-hmm. It's special because of the student body. We've got people, both students and staff, from all areas of the world, all different walks of life. And I love that Gulliver brings us all together as Raiders and makes it one family. I think that's something really, really special, and I'm really fortunate to be a part of it.
Yeah. Separate from just being gravitated towards the school, what about specifically Dean of Students did you gravitate to?
The Dean of Students role is something pretty unique, right? In a way that you need to have somebody that is consistent, definitely a strong personality. And I get it, students are not always gonna love the Dean of Students, right? Because sometimes our office takes care of things like providing consequences when kids make mistakes. But what goes along with that is also kind of the kindness and compassion that we have for students when we're consistent. Also specific about the position is it allows me to interact with teachers and support teachers. I know that you guys are students, but you've probably seen it, right? Teachers are the hardest working individuals in the school. They are here day in and day out. They will put their life on the line for you guys. They will do absolutely everything they can to make sure you're successful. So I like the Dean of Students position because I can support teachers and make sure they have what they need in their classrooms to then help you guys, right, with what you guys need to be successful in terms of your academics. So I love it that everything kind of intertwines. But the Dean of Students position is fun. I like it.
So moving on, I want to talk a little bit about the goals you have for this year, kind of for yourself, for the school. So just overall, what are your main goals for 11th and 12th grade this year?
To get you guys through the year.
That's valid.
I just want to make sure you guys make it through the year. I think for our seniors, obviously, it's getting you to graduation, right? Getting you to cross that stage, happy with hopefully 0 points, right?
Yeah, hopefully.
But yeah, it's just trying to get you guys there and make sure you have what you need to be successful. That's part of it. And then also understanding, right? We're going through a period of change and growth, right? We're leveling up as a school, and that's really important. So as we're moving, that's really the goal, right? Is to continue moving forward and to continue leveling up. And we've taken these first few days have been awesome. So it's really continuing to move forward that way.
So how do you plan on supporting students both academically and socially?
Sure. So I think that's one of the cool things about the role, right? Like academically, I coordinate very well with our Dean of Academics, Miss Diaz. She's awesome. If you guys haven't met her already, you should definitely go by and see her.
We had her on our last podcast.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
So she's great. So making sure that you guys have what you need, but also for me as a Dean of Students, connecting you to those important resources. So that's really my role, is finding those connections and making sure you have what you need, and kind of putting you on the right path, which I'm sure you guys already are. Yeah.
I know I am.
I think I am too.
I'm sure.
So I think you kind of already talked about this a little bit, but in terms of how you feel, like personally to you, what does success for the school community look like to you?
Sure. So I think success for me, specific to the Dean of Students role, is making sure our campus is safe, right? We want every student to be able to come to school here and feel safe, feel secure, feel comfortable, and really feel like they belong as a part of our community, right? As a part of our campus. And not just students, right? Like staff too, parents as they come in. We want everybody to feel that. And a part of the Dean of Students role is really ensuring that through the school policies and procedures and helping with the implementation of those things. That's the most important thing to me, is that you guys as students can come to this school and feel safe and secure, and then it allows you to be able to learn in class.
I have another off-topic question.
Yeah.
So there's a bunch of new policies coming in. Were you a part of the decisions making the new policies?
I'm going to tell you the truth.
Uh-huh.
All right. Some of them, yes, some of them, no. So like when I arrived at Gulliver, the dress code, it's been the same dress code. It's in the handbook, right? So that's been the dress code. It's been there. Other policies, I was able to be a part of it, which makes it really special for me, because obviously it gives me some ownership of that as well. But even the policies like the dress code, the IDs, stuff like that, that all comes from a group of people, not just the school leadership, but also the board, right? And then those groups get together and then decide. And a lot of it actually comes from the school community, right? At the end of the year and throughout the year, you get things like surveys, you get things like where people are sending in their feedback. And then we look at all of those things when we talk about things like school policies and procedures.
So moving on, I want to talk a little bit about, as we've said before, as we keep mentioning, the new rules and the regulations that have been coming in to Gulliver. So what would kind of just be your message to students about adjusting to some of the new rules, like the point system, and kind of just making the most out of this year, even with those new rules?
Sure. So the most important thing is ask questions. If you don't understand something, come to the dean's office, ask us. If you don't want to visit for whatever reason, or you're busy, you're running in between classes, send us an email. We will answer all the questions. We want to make sure that everybody has a firm understanding of what the rules are so that we can comply with them, right? And the handbook is pretty lengthy, I'll tell you what, but it's got a lot of information and it's there for a reason. So make sure you've looked at the handbook and then come by, ask a question. We want to help you. We want to make sure, again, that all of our kids are in class, you guys are all happy, and obviously we're all following policies and procedures.
Well, I think that's all we have for today. Thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate it. Thank you for telling us about yourself and introducing yourself to the school.
Thank you so much. It was super nice to have this conversation with you and get your perspective on these things.
Awesome. Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, guys, for listening, and make sure to check out our podcast on Spotify, YouTube, and Apple Podcasts, and we'll see you for the first September episode. Thank you.